Welcome back to Cookies and Milk, episode 72. I'm your host, William.
I'm your host, Ben. We gotta talk about fucking Pokemon again. This game's piece of fucking shit garbage.
We've never talked about the original Pokemon games on the podcast.
Swear to God we have.
We're having Thin Mints today.
We're having knockout Thin Mints.
Eh.
They are
Well, Ben,
thin and mints.
I'll let you have the floor.
Sure, we're doing our rival run thing. And where the fuck is the game design in here? What happened in here to be the way that it is? So we fought Koga just now. Leading up to Koga, I think the highest level Pokemon you fight is 38.
Yes.
Koga's final Weezing is 43.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Outside of Koga's, literally the grass outside of Koga's thing, the highest Pokemon is like 23. So in what amount of time are you supposed to be able to fight a level 43 Pokemon?
Did you... I'm sure you probably did, but did you go right of Fuchsia City?
You come in through the right of Fuchsia City.
You can come in through the left. Yeah, through the bike trail.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't.
Oh.
And I did the bike trail.
You did the bike trail?
I did the bike trail in reverse.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I biked up the whole thing.
What the fuck are you doing? You can go to the bike trail, you can go back up...
It didn't have Fly yet.
No, you can go back right up the right of Fuchsia City, go left, go through Vermilion, go through the tunnels, and you can get to the bike city a bit easier.
This is so much work.
I know.
It's easier to... If I'm in Fuchsia City, it's easier to just start going left and going up.
I guess that's fair.
Hill.
But
none of the grinding helped, because the reason I beat Koga was that I used Dig and he used Explosion for some fucking reason.
Yeah, pretty
Look at
stealthy.
me.
Stealthy.
I'm a
Koga.
stealthy ninja, and my strategies are just better. I'm gonna inflict true terror at you.
Explosion.
I
missed.
was digging. That didn't work. But literally, what the fuck is going on in this game?
It's definitely a game.
Charizard is a special attacker. They celebrate this by literally never giving you another special attack that's not Ember.
Yeah.
You get Slash. You get...
Which is the best physical attack in the game.
Yeah.
Because it crits.
Because it crits every time. So it's just like...
Yeah, we had so many Slash users in that fight that we had, and it crit every time.
Speaking of the odds... Why is Sand Attack a move?
Ben used Sand Attack a lot in that fight.
I used Sand Attack twice on the Gyarados with my Diglett, and it hit 2 water guns consecutively anyways. And because it's just like... can I see the numbers? Can I see any numbers in this game? Please, I'm begging you.
That would be nice, if I could see any of the stats on the moves.
Because like you said, where's the summary? How do I...
Yeah.
But you don't see any of the stats in the moves, which is bad.
You see the stats, but not... You see the general stats for the Pokemon.
Sure, yeah. And it's also... What was it? What are things that happened in that specifically annoyed me? Minimize exists also as a move.
Yeah.
Koga used it with his Muck, and I was like, I'm literally going to lose to this fucking
You mean
Muck.
the only Pokemon that can use Minimize?
It's stupid. It's garbage. Speaking of the only Pokemon that can do things, we both had a Haunter...
Yeah.
Who we trained up from Lavender Tower.
Yeah.
The only ghost type in the game has a weakness to Psychic, the only thing Ghost is good against. Yeah. Nightshade can still hit normal types. Because why? Why not?
Of course.
It's the only Ghost move you would be using for the longest time, and it breaks the one rule of Ghost moves. That exists. There's a lot of... So... Bug is also good against Psychic.
But most bugs are paired with the poison.
I was thinking about that. That's actually not true for Gen 1.
Yeah,
Which is
weird.
weird.
It's just Beedrill, right?
So there's Beedrill, who is, Butterfree, who is not, Scyther, who is not, Pinsir, who is not. But where do you get Scyther and Pinsir? Are they exclusively
Safari Zone
Pokemon?
Yeah.
Worthless.
Venomoth is bug poison, right?
You are right.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it bug flying?
Why didn't Koga have that?
Koga should have had a Venomoth. Isn't that like one of his flagship Pokemon?
Bug Poison.
Yeah.
Oh, Parasect.
Oh, right.
Bug Grass.
Bug Grass. We forgot about Parasect.
A lot of bug Pokemon in Gen 1, actually.
Yeah, and they're all Underdeveloped. Under-delivering.
There's like 4 fire Pokemon,
Yeah.
a bunch of water Pokemon.
Hold on. Really only...
Magmar, the Charizard line, Growlithe,
Ninetales.
Ninetales.
Yeah.
Any other fires you can think of? Oh, Flareon. Do you want to count Flareon?
Yes. Yeah.
5.
I feel like there's more, you know?
Moltres.
Yeah, that's 6.
Still not a high number. I mean, so I guess if you... So there's 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10. Because you count the evolution, so that's 10. And I guess when there's 150, you really... 10 is about as much room as you got to work with.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Because water Pokemon... Are we doing this again? We're getting back on the listing Pokemon again?
Yeah, I guess we are.
Regirock. Water types. There's the Poliwhirl line, that's 3.
The Tentacruel line, that's 2.
The
The
Blastoise,
Squirtle line, that's 3.
yeah. Vaporeon. Magikarp, Gyarados.
Gyarados.
So that's 11.
It's already more.
Goldeen, Seaking, that's 13.
Seal Spheal.
Seal,
Seal Dugong.
that's 15.
Lapras.
Slowpoke, Slowbro, and Lapras.
Slowpoke is not a water type.
What?
I swear to God, Psyduck, though. Is also not a water type? Hold on, let me look it
Psyduck.
up.
No. All 4 of those are water types. So that brings us to 20? A lot.
Psyduck is a water Pokemon.
Staryu, Starmie 22.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You're just looking up all the Gen 1 water types.
Shelder. Cloyster.
Shelter and Cloyster, that's 24.
Horsey.
And Seadra, that's 26.
It's taken me a long time to find what a Slowpoke is. It is water psychic, huh?
Yes,
I don't know, I thought it was-
but
thought it wasn't.
Psyduck isn't. It's just a solid water.
It's just water. What is that, like 20 something?
It's like
That's
26.
a lot.
That's a lot of water types.
But I feel like that's always how it is in games, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just have to pick the fire type in the beginning just so you have a fire type.
it's true.
It's a lot easier to catch a water or a grass type.
Because it's easier to make them for natural areas.
Yeah,
Like, you won't find fire types very much in nature. Like,
but like water Pokemon live in the water and grass Pokemon live in the grass. It's that easy.
I feel like in X and Y, it's the easiest to get a early game fire Pokemon that is not your starter.
What, because the
With
pans?
Fletchinder.
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh, Unova is also a thing with the pan, but only if you get the Pokemon that lets you get Pansear, which is Oshawott, because I had Pansear.
X and Y also have the pans in the jungle.
You're right. That's I do like that. I do like the pan Pokemon.
I think they're fun ideas. I
really-
wish they were better Pokemon.
That's true. They can really buff your team when you need it, but you're gonna replace them later down the line.
I tried to make it work the whole game. That's one of my critical sins in Pokemon.
Is you try to always keep that Pokemon around.
Yeah, like
It's-
I ended up going like an acrobatic setup on them because
Oh.
it was just like that was the best move they could learn, and there was no item good enough.
Yeah.
Or I would have a berry, something in the acrobatics.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard to keep a Semi-Seer going when you're playing Pokemon Black version because you get Reshiram,
Oh yeah,
who is the fire dragon. Yeah, that's a hard call to make when you're playing through the Pokemon game and you get the flagship Pokemon, and you absolutely replace one of the Pokemon on your team.
Yeah.
Because I had an Arcanine in Sun, and I got Solgaleo, and I expected him to be a fire something, but
he's steel.
he's still psychic.
Whoa.
Even
Sure.
though he's the solar Pokemon.
He's the sun.
Yeah, but so I did replace Arcanine because Arcanine at this point Arcanine's kind of contrived for me because he's one of my favorite fire.
You've done it every game.
I've done it a lot. Like I did it in Black 2 and this. And I feel like hold on. I feel like I need to take a step back from Arcanine. And Ninetales for that matter, because I like Ninetales and Arcanine.
What other fire Pokemon can you get?
That's a good question.
It's like in all of Pokemon, fire is the least common typing.
That's true.
I feel like I have a steel type on my team more often than I have a fire type.
That's
Unless I get the
hold
fire
on a
starter.
minute. Hold on a minute. You think steel is more common than fire?
Yes.
I guess in some early caves it could be.
Did Voltorb become a steel type later in life? No.
Magnemite was the one that got that.
Weird.
Voltorb is just pure electricity.
When's Electrode getting its Mega Evolution?
Well, you'd have to ask that same question for. Wait, no, you wouldn't.
No, I don't. Got an Alolan form.
Yeah, you thought the same thing,
Diglett.
Trio. Yeah, because they're the same. They're the same variants, but for Thunder
They're fast Pokemon that got one evolution.
and with no health.
Yeah. And that was it. They were like just sort of fast.
I mean, that's their whole thing. You want a fast hitter, but
And then do what? Dude, my strategy for Electrode at the end of... Way back when we did a rival run of Fire Red and Leaf Green. And I fucked up so bad. I was an idiot. I was like, Toxic on Electrode?
I got really lucky.
Like, when I went Toxic... Oh, also, I just fucking... Here's how stupid I was. Toxic on Electrode as my first play here was like, I'll get you. And you would switch out, like, all the time.
Yeah, that was my thing.
And you would switch out to the perfect typing while I would ride it out. So I eventually just had fucking self-destruct on my Electrode, and I was like, I'll just get you for damage.
Yeah.
I'll go first and I'll get you for damage.
I mean, that's the point of Electrode now. It's a self-destruct. It's a fast self-destruct.
Here's the... Is it good? Is that like a strategy?
It definitely is if you want to break a wall. If you think you can break a wall with an explosion,
Off an Electrode?
it's definitely a risky idea. But what else could you get out of an Electrode with
Nothing.
with
There's
explosion
nothing
strats?
to get. I want to paint a picture of something that haunts me to this day. I gave my Snorlax Solar Beam. I had it. We were like, I think we were exactly tied at the final battle. And the final battle was going to determine it all. And I put Solar Beam on my Snorlax. And I didn't even think about it.
You didn't even think about using him against my Blastoise?
I didn't get a chance. I didn't think about putting it on Charizard. And then, cut to the final fight. It's just your Blastoise. I send out my Pidgeot, who uses Sunny Day. Pidgeot dies. Blastoise is at like 20 or 30 health. And I send out Charizard. And I don't even think for a second that a Solar Beam could have popped off immediately, because I definitely outsped you, and the Sunny Day was definitely up. And then I used a Fire attack, and even boosted out of a Charizard is not enough to take out a Blastoise.
And then a Blastoise, even Sunny Dade,
More than enough.
can kill a Charizard.
Sunny Day doesn't make water
It does.
weaker. It does? I thought
Yeah.
it was just drought.
What do you think Drought is?
I thought exclusively Groudon's drought.
You could look it up. Does Sunny Day weaken water moves? And I think it does. Because it evaporates stuff.
That seems too good.
I guess.
Sunny Day, don't tell me the competition. Why are you telling me the effect, when this sunlight will brighten the field, fire type... Oh, yeah, you're right. The fire type moves increase by 50%, the base power of a water type is decreased by 50%.
Yeah.
Synthesis, Morning Sun, Moonlight will recover twice as much HP, and Solar Beam will not require turn to charge. The accuracy of Thunder is also lowered to 50%,
Because there's no clouds.
because there's no clouds.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's the opposite, literally the opposite effect of Rain Dance.
Yeah.
So, what else happened?
Is that the podcast?
What time are we at? Like 7 minutes?
No, we're at 15 minutes. I don't know. I realize I got Monster Hunter World Sunday, but I haven't played it enough to get a real
Feel?
feel for it. But at the same time,
Yeah, you were just doing like a tutorial today.
I was doing a starting quest. There's so much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm walking through a forest and I'm like, I can't keep track of a lot of this, and I'm getting a hard time wrangling the map down.
Right.
But I think if I can, once I get a grasp on it, I think I'll be able to do somewhat better in the game. I'm loving the combat so far.
They were Benton's fudge mint cookies.
Oh, good Bentons. But yeah, there's definitely a lot, and I think I'm making the mistake of not looking at the tutorials because it's a new Monster Hunter game. It's no longer the old style, and
You think you know what you're doing, but you probably don't.
I probably don't. All I know is that I go out there and hunt, and expeditions are fun because you just hunt and hunt and hunt and hunt and hunt and do whatever you want. Like there's an ease of access to it now that isn't in other Monster Hunter games because it was like, okay, you're going out on an expedition. You have 50 minutes. Do whatever you want. Gather all the materials. However, you do have 15 minutes, and you're like, and you're going through like the empty forests, right? Like not much is going on. You're not going to encounter like a big monster or something. But in Monster Hunter World, it's just like you leaving the camp, and you're going out into a lush environment with monsters that come around, and they're living their lives.
Huh.
And you see, and like resources are highlighted to you on the map, and you're like, you can track a monster if you want. Like that's just happening.
It's way more open world, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, in
It's
real
just
time.
so much more open world.
Yeah, there's no loading screens between the areas,
Yeah.
and you can hop in and out of people's quests. Like they can send up SOS flares if they're connected to the internet, of course.
Right.
But so that is a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot.
And me as a person who's played Monster Hunter like semi not too intensely, like I've gotten to the late game of 2 Monster Hunter games, but never the deep late game
Like, never, like, A rank.
where G quests or whatever they're
Yeah.
called, like where you're fighting a gold Rathian,
Yeah.
while there's a silver Rathalos in the background also there fighting you. And I remember I did fight a silver Rathalos. He is tough. He's a tough fuck, and you're fighting him in an arena.
I don't say that, maybe.
He's a tough fucker.
I don't like that either.
He's a tough piece of shit.
I guess that's fine.
He's a tough monster.
He's a bad lover.
He is. Gold Rathian is very annoyed. That's why I'm fighting her as well.
They brought you in to spice things up.
This is weird. This wasn't what I intended to talk about. But yes, my Monster Hunter did in fact fuck a Rathalos and a Rathian.
I'm picking up this game now. I know that's for sure.
It didn't work.
The relationship still failed.
And right now, they both want my Monster Hunter to be part of their...
They want to continue your life together, but not...
Yeah, but so... And they're both really good people, and they need...
They need somebody after this. They just need somebody to talk to.
They need somebody after this, and my Monster Hunter can't be both.
The game's open, but it's not that open.
It's not that open. I can't be in... It's an open world, not an open relationship.
That's the title of this episode we did, folks. Oh man, is that funny? Was that a joke?
I think that was funny. That's not how you react to a joke. But the premise is very fun for Monster Hunter World because it's you're a band of hunters and scholars. You're part of the Fifth Fleet, like a group of people that are sailing to the New World to track elder dragons migrating to it, and they always do eventually. But you're the Fifth Fleet, and they haven't done jack shit in the New World. They have 4 fleets and nothing has happened.
Jesus.
Like I don't know, like they have a base on the port of Astera. Like they have Astera is their base, and it is well secured and well fortified. But they have 1 camp on the end of it, and that's it.
Of course.
And they haven't explored anything else. And they had a group of scholars. I just learned that they're the Second Fleet, was just a bunch of scholars. And they got an airship, went up in the air, went over a ravine, and then a monster shot down their blimp, and they've just been stuck on the other side of the ravine for who knows how long. What the fuck are they doing?
How smart are they that they can't get out of a ravine?
But they can make an airship?
Build a second airship.
Well, someone made an airship for them and they went in it, but I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there, or if they're alive.
What was the plan, guys?
Actually, they might be dead because no one actually went to go save them. Maybe they tried and they were all dead.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume Second Fleet. It's been 3 fleets.
But, so, someone's grandfather was part of the first fleet. It's not like a year and then the next fleet comes, and then another year.
You mean another era?
No.
It's a year. They're yearly.
No. Like, it's not a yearly thing. So it's not,
how long is it?
I don't know. Like,
The grandfather was part of it last week. He's still into it. Dude.
no, they're...
This happened yesterday. The Second Fleet went up 2 days ago.
We just got here last week.
They're sending another fleet tomorrow.
That's bad.
Get to work.
Sending too many people in a world that they can't develop for whatever reason.
The monsters, if I had to guess.
What?
They can't develop because of the monsters, probably.
They should have hunters on it, though.
You are a hunter.
They only sent hunters with the 5th fleet.
Oh, they finally were like, oh, you guys are getting killed by monsters?
The Elder Dragons. The Elder Dragons are migrating to the new world, and we got to figure out why. First fleet, move out. We're getting killed by Elder Dragons over here. Send the scholars.
We gotta figure out what's killing those guys.
Well, that's the thing. It's a one-way trip. It's one of those things, even though
Because it's Mars.
that's not how boats work. Also, have you ever thought about that?
It's the Grand Line.
That's a weird thing, right? Like, could you picture, like, you've seen the world of Monster Hunter, right?
Sure.
Like, it's a fucking huge place.
Yeah.
But then, like, there's just a gigantic landmass that we haven't explored.
Yeah, we haven't looked into that
and a
yet.
bunch of Elder Dragons are
Because
going
if I had to guess, there's monsters up there.
people don't care.
There's monsters here. They clearly do. They clearly do. That's the plot of the game. Is that's like there's monsters there. Fuck.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's the quest. That's the first quest in Monster Hunter 1. There's monsters there. Fuck.
I was gonna say that it's the title of Monster Hunter World. There's monsters there. Fuck.
There's monsters. Fuck there. Oh, that's a different game.
Ooh.
But,
That game.
however,
I'm not gonna pick up Monster Hunter World.
I just got out of a Rathalos Rathian thruple, and I'm looking for someone older.
Yeah, I need somebody a little bit elder.
I need an Elder Dragon.
That's an ED elf.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why are we doing this?
Because I think it's funny or
Are we comedic geniuses?
relatable.
No?
I think this hits our target demographic.
What?
Our target demographic is like weirdo 17 to 20 somethings on Tumblr.
I guess that's our target demographic.
And that's all the flags for them.
An older
Yeah.
dragon who
Yes.
wants to fuck you.
Also jokes about it.
Okay. I got so tired immediately.
That's how I've been this entire time, because you like went in depth about the plot of Monster Hunter World, and I was just like, yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Thought it'd be a funny thing to talk about. He says his grandfather was in the first fleet, but that was long ago.
How long ago?
I don't know.
Ask him.
Monster Hunter World's not the best at giving lore.
That's how I feel about all Monster Hunter games, I feel like.
Yeah, Monster Hunter's good at in depth on the monsters, but like very little on the world lore. Like, I just learned that there was a fucking race of people called Wyverians, and they're just like humans, but they feel less emotion.
Huh.
And there's also dwarf people as well.
It's cat people.
Well, that was part one.
I know that.
Just not dwarf people. It makes it seem like I haven't known about the people who work the forges, like
What's up with that?
in Monster Hunter. Like, they're just small There are just small goblin people.
Huh.
But no, I'm talking about like there were actually like mole people in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Huh.
I don't know.
I played Monster Hunter 3.
Yes.
Did not play 4.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you haven't played a lot of Monster Hunter games.
I wish I hadn't played 3.
Ooh, tasteful.
Yeah, I think I'm comfortable saying that.
Hmm.
I think I spent a lot of time that I would rather have been doing something else on.
Yeah, that's fair.
All the time I spent when I was playing Monster Hunter felt like I was building up to something else in Monster Hunter,
That's
and
fair.
I was never getting there.
Yeah, that's true.
That was my big gripe with Monster Hunter, is that I always felt like I was working towards something that I was never going to actually get to. And that's not a fault of Monster Hunter. That's just how the game is, and I feel like if that's the sort of thing you enjoy, then you enjoy that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
definitely some people fucking love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in that boat because it's hard. It's definitely I don't know if it is the fact that it is a I don't know which I'm better at doing, playing it on the 3DS or playing it on a home console. You know?
Yeah.
Because right now I don't play the 3DS like at all.
Yeah.
And I don't play I don't have a lot of time to play the PS4 either, but I want to play Monster Hunter World. But at the same time, it's always kind of difficult when you start a new Monster Hunter game and you're like, time to build back up.
Yeah, time to start fresh.
Even though fresh is kind of boring at times.
Yeah, it's... it's also because Monster Hunter has a way of showing me, hey, here's the better stuff you can get. Just gotta work a little harder at this one. And I was like, I don't want to, though.
That's fair.
Like, it was also just, like, such a high, like, learning curve.
Yeah, that's true.
It's partly my fault because I wanted to do the gun lance.
Yes,
and
like a really hard thing to do.
Probably one of the higher difficulty weapons, but it's fucking cool as shit. And when I was doing it in game, like I was actually like charging my shot, and I would like hit the thing full force with the charge shot. And I was like,
good, right?
This is fucking sick.
I think you really would have liked Hunter Arts in Generations.
In 4? Oh, Generations, yeah.
Because you build it up, and you can tap it real quick. And it can be like a support thing, an instant invasion that is absolute.
Yeah.
Or it could be like a giant slash that you're just charging up forever.
Yeah.
And then you just unleash it. And that'd be really good. Like, getting a chance to use a Hunter Art is... It's fun.
There's so much in Monster Hunter that I look at and I'm like, I like that part. 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 But then when it all comes together, it's just like, I don't like the way the game feels.
You know, what's somewhat difficult for me is I like the look of certain armors and weapons,
Yeah.
but it might not be the best thing in the world, so what I'll do is I'll grind up, because when I first played the demo for Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, I used a Charge Blade, the new Charge Blade, and I really loved it for Monster Hunter 4. Kind of fell away from it in Generations. I used the more traditional sword and shield and two-handed sword more. Oh man, the sword and shield's so good. But in 4, there was when I played the demo, there was a thing called the Dio Strong Arm, and it was like you definitely have it, but there's this thing called the Brachiodos in the game where it's like it has explosive sticky goo. Like,
Yes.
you've seen
Yeah.
it?
Seen it.
Yeah. So it has a cool like green and blue color scheme, and it's like the blue is like hard and shiny while the green is like highlights.
Yeah.
And it looked so cool, and it kind of oh yeah, I had to like grind out the Brachiodos like forever in order to get enough materials for the strong arm, and it was okay at best. I would need to upgrade it again to get it to where I like could use it in the field.
Right.
And the element was kind of awkward. Like, it was like you hit him once with a big attack, and it has like it gets a coating on it that will explode if you would strike it again with like the right material with the axe, and
Yeah.
it's like all right, that's the combo. That's a fun combo to get, but it's weird to try to do.
Yeah.
And there was one point where, have you heard of the Celtis? It's a bug. It's a green bug.
Yep, seen it.
Have you heard of the Celtis Queen?
Yes.
Where the Celtis Queen will put the bug on top of it. Yeah, that had a material I needed.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
I told you about this before.
That's how I know about the Celtics Queen.
So I killed the shit out of tens of Celtics Queens, like way too many.
Yeah.
Like I got so good at doing it. And it like drops so little. Like it that's how Monster Hunter works. But I hear they fixed that in Monster Hunter World. Like there's no like Wyvern gem that you need to drop in a 1% chance. So you have to do the quest over and over and over again. And you're not building materials. You're not getting anything good from that other than,
So, I feel like, and this is just sort of how, I feel like I had something to say. Oh, the Hunter's Glaive, is that the bug?
Yes.
You could get? That was a weapon I really wanted to try out, because, like, again, there's so much of that game that sounds really fucking cool to me.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm not gonna, I feel like I played the demo and I used it, and I was like, this is sweet.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna enjoy it. Monster Hunter, like, feels like it wanted to be a mobile game. But,
good thought.
yeah, but it does everything like clearly differently, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whereas a mobile game has definitely some amount of skill rewarding, Monster Hunter had like a whole different level of it. Mobile games require maybe, I feel like even at the hardest clash I've ever done in One Piece is way easier than like the hardest monster I ever fought.
Yeah, I can get that.
And it's, but the biggest thing I feel like is the amount of effort that goes in. When you fuck up a clash in One Piece, you're like, God damn it. That was a lot of my stamina, but it was also like maybe 5 minutes max. When you fuck up a quest in Monster Hunter, you're like, I spent literally fucking 15 minutes on this shit. And it didn't work.
And like,
So
the fainting system really beats you down sometimes because you eat your meal, right?
Yeah.
Like it gives you the proper attack boost. Every thing kicks in, and you don't happen to get the effect that makes it so food effects last after you faint once.
yeah.
But so you got everything you needed. Like it's the perfect thing. Your health is looking pretty good. Your stamina is up, and then you faint, and it goes back to 100. And you have to increase your life with items you bring along with you, but you lose that attack boost, you lose those defensive buffs, and it's just a tiring thing to do. Like, should I waste these life up resources on a monster I might not be able to kill?
Yeah. So here's the thing. One of the things I've noticed is you use the word grinding a lot in Monster Hunter, but I feel like that's like not the right word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grinding, as its description implies for me, always implies like a minimum amount of effort. You're just running through this area over and over and over and over and over again trying to do it.
So, here's the thing. You haven't seen me do a hunt-a-thon yet. So, in Monster Hunter 4, I think that's the strongest I've ever gotten in a Monster Hunter game, because there were these rock beasts, right? These rock dragons that I would fight, and I would have sets dedicated to hunt-a-thons, and I would just spend my time slaughtering them.
Jesus.
In order to get the equipment I needed. And it was, eventually, it was just a walk in the park.
But here's the thing, is that...
There is still a chance that I might die immediately.
But it's also, I mean, even if it's a walk in the park, it's not like an easy thing. It's not a quick thing.
Right, that's true.
But it's, Monster Hunter wants that out of you, or at least, I don't know about World, all the other Monster Hunter games I've played, the one Monster Hunter game I've played.
Okay.
3 wanted it from me in the very beginning. Like, I walked out and I was like, I would like to kill this monster. And it's like, you are not strong enough. You do not have a good enough gun lance. And I was like, I would like to increase my gun lance then to become stronger to fight this monster. And it was like, you are going to need 3 of this rare drop from a monster. I'm like,
Because it's a gun lance.
And it's like, use a different weapon then, and I'm like, then why would you give me this weapon if you're gonna make it this much extra work for me? Don't put it with the other weapons.
I think you're slighted over the inavailability of the gun lance.
Why put it there? Why?
Use the charge blade, Fred.
I'm not going to. I want to use the gun lance because that's the weapon that they put in front of me. Why?
They did, and you found it yourself.
They did. It was in the weapon list.
You picked it. You were like, "Let's go gun lance."
It wasn't behind. I did because it looks cool, and
Because
I
it
didn't
tricked you.
Yeah, it tricked me. It's bad game design. That's all there is to it.
Right, of course. It was a Gravios. Gravios are the things that I was killing.
Yes. What time are we at?
Should be around 35 minutes.
It's probably correct. Did we have anything else to say?
I think we might talk a little bit more about Monster Hunter next week, depending on how I
Because
feel.
you played it more?
Yeah, but
You hate it? Like,
No.
Next week you hate it, you're like, worthless.
I can't kill Gravios.
I
Nearly
can't
as
even-
I can't min-max these Gravios kills. When I get into a Monster Hunter game, I think, how fast can I commit Gravios extinction? They have all centered in one volcano. Can I kill them all in that volcano in
erupt
50
that volcano
minutes?
and kill them.
They will not die from the eruption. They are rock monsters. They live in magma.
Oh.
Can I grab my sword made out of a toad and kill him?
Yes. Confirmed.
Thank you.
It's also
Monster Hunter World 2, my endorsement.
Alright. I think that's a good place to end the episode.
You're going to say something.
No. No, I don't think it was worth it. I don't think it was worth saying. It was more talking about Monster Hunter 3, but it's just like, I don't think it's worth saying.
I'll say this, though. Monster Hunter is good at making things look cozy.
We talked about that last episode, I think, or the episode before that.
Monster Hunter specifically?
Yeah, we did. We talked about.
I definitely talked about the home
Because
in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Because I said that was impressive for a PSP game,
But
and you
dude-
said, "Is that a PSP game?" And you were like, "I guess it is."
But
yeah.
dude, think about fucking Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate and like how cozy some of those things were.
Like the little boat that had a bed in it. Where
Yes.
Yeah, I want to live there.
Like think about some of the camps when you like would start the
Yeah, when you just start a
game.
quest. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Like living in a cave overhang is my ideal.
Oh, yeah, the
desert
multiplayer boat. That's what you're talking about, right? The
Yes,
safe
when you
spot.
go into the boat.
Just think about the multiplayer port for a second. Doesn't
Yeah.
that look fun?
It would be a fun place to be.
But it's also it kind of scares me with how empty it sort of looks when you look at the past the boat. Like in that area, like there's the column of stones, and like there's the columns of stones that go across the. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
The multiplayer port looks somewhat empty, but at the same time, because when I see giant stone pillars, like way too big for like human necessity, I'm always just like, what's the use?
This is a little bit. It's like it's too much.
It's imposing.
It's empty.
Empty. It's giant stone pillars looking out over the ocean.
Yeah. What is that for?
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
This is a weird way for this podcast to move into.
We went to Columbus for the weekend.
Did you see the buildings when it was foggy?
I don't remember.
Kat and I went for a walk. Around 11 o'clock, and the buildings were like kind of shrouded in fog, and boy, it gave them an imposing look.
Some of those buildings had like real sweet architectures and stuff, and I realized like what I liked so much about them at the end is because they all look like first-person shooter maps.
Yes.
And there's some sweet architecture in first-person shooter maps.
There was one building that Kat and I saw on the way back, and it was like a Shadow of Colossus ruin building.
Jesus.
Because it was just square, like the stone they used looked like it would be from Shadow of the Colossus, like one of the ruins.
Yeah.
And like the windows were like a deep blue or like a teal. No, what's a deep blue green?
Turquoise.
Turquoise.
Turquoise is bright, isn't it?
But teal is also bright.
Yes. Teal and turquoise are like almost the same color.
No, not aquamarine. It's like a deep green with a hint of blue. You know what I'm talking about? Like what a mirror is, what color a mirror is.
Silver.
When you look at it from the side, not silver because it's clear. Not silver because it's reflective.
Blue-green colors. Google search. Kind of just like a Home Depot list. Like a Home Depot list of colors. Seafoam.
Seafoam sounds right. A dark seafoam.
Tell me what this color is. This is dark seafoam. So
Well,
what
there
the
you
fuck?
go. Maybe dark seafoam. Either way, I think you know what I'm talking about. But it just looked like an architecture from a Shadow of Colossus style video game, and that was a fun thing to see. Like I'm not a big city boy. Like I'm one of those. I live around a city, but I don't live in the city, and it's not the biggest city in the world.
Yeah.
So it's weird to be in a pretty sizable city, you know?
Like Columbus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the heart of the world. Okay, I guess we should end it there, huh?
That's the end of the episode, folks. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe.
How did you feel about the...
They were fine. I'm gonna buy actual Thin Mints.
Good idea.
Because somebody put a thing at work about ordering for their Girl Scout grandchildren.
Okay. This definitely got a 7 out of 10 from me.
What, cookies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go 7 out of 10. They're not very good with milk. Was the big thing about it.
Yeah. Alright. Bye.